Welcome to video 1 of the Search for a Better Health series. In this video, we're going to be talking about genes and how they help in maintaining our health, but also we're going to look at how we define health and disease. When we're defining health, we use the World Health Organization definition, which is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And when we use this definition, it is quite a broad definition as it incorporates the physical, the mental, and the social. If we took it in its literal meaning, it'd be very hard to achieve a healthy status all of the time. To have a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being would be highly unlikely for most people in everyday life. Health is subjective, so different individuals have different ideas of what would be healthy. And then it also depends on your life circumstances. So the example someone uses is if they're born with disease. For them to be healthy, it would be their life healthy with the disease at the back. So that's just part of their life. They don't consider that a disease at that point in time. So it just depends on where you are in life, what you have access to, and how your life is constructed. And then we look at disease, which is any condition that adversely affects the normal functioning of any part of a living thing. Again, it's broad and highly imprecise. If we took it in its literal meaning, many diseases that might not be considered as a disease are considered as a disease. For example, a broken arm, because you can no longer use that arm, and pregnancy, because it may stop you from doing or having lots of your normal functioning. Normal functioning is at different levels for different individuals, just like health. And then everyday definitions of things like health and disease are very different to scientific definitions. Now we're going to discuss 4 processes that allow us to maintain our health. The first is cell differentiation, and when cells mature, they take on different structural features, and that allows them to be suited to perform the specific functions in their body. This means that some cells has many of its genes permanently switched off and only uses some of the genes that are located in its nucleus. Then we have cell specialization. So when a cell differentiates, it then specializes to perform a particular function in the body. By having both differentiation and specialization, cells are able to work together to carry out many of the functions that the cell requires, and that allows it to maintain and repair tissues. If these 2 processes don't occur, cells usually don't function effectively, and lots of the processes in the body would not be coordinated as it doesn't have the cells that allow that to happen. Next we have is gene expression, and it's a process by which the information on a gene is converted and used in the production of proteins or other gene products. When a gene is expressed, this regulates the protein that is produced, and that's controlled by the gene switches, so whether they are on or off. When a gene is switched on, the information that it has, which allows it to make a polypeptide, is made. Therefore, that polypeptide becomes part of the protein, and that protein is allowed to perform its role in the cell. If any of the genes are faulty, it makes the polypeptides in the proteins that are produced also faulty, and then some of the cell processes or structures that are meant to occur may not occur, and they may be abnormal or result in disease. And the 4th is mitosis, and that's the process of cell division, which we've learnt previously, and that allows for growth, repair of damaged tissues, and genetic stability, which allows all cells to contain the same number and kind of chromosomes as the parent cells. If any cells are damaged, mitosis allows these to be replaced with healthy cells, and that's by the cells around the damaged site being replicated. So there are genes that code for proteins that allow the regulation of the cell cycle and mitosis. So that means that cells are only produced when they need to be produced. One of those is DNA repair genes, and these genes are responsible for making sure that any damaged part of the genes are removed before replication, which means that any damaged DNA is not replicated. The second are proto-oncogenes, which stimulate cell growth and mitosis, and these ensure that cell growth and mitosis only occurs when it's required. And then the last are tumor suppressor genes, which can slow down or stop cell growth, and it also can induce cell death if there is uncontrolled increase in cell numbers. Here we have a little image of the cell cycle where there's abnormal cell production that can lead to cell death. So there's an abnormal number of cells produced there, and if these were to accumulate, it can form a tumor, but sometimes some of those cells die through a process called apoptosis. Thank you for watching video 1. Make sure you tune in for video 2.